Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Russell Does Stuff. My name is Russell. You have entered the YouTube channel called Russell Does Stuff, and I work 6 hours on Monday, 6 hours on Tuesday, and when I don't get finished up, I'll take care of sometime during the week. Today's video is about cash flow. The cash flow of the money that you have with your business. I've had 12 companies, and I'm very versed on the subject of cash flow. And I know when you don't have any cash flow, things aren't real happy around the office or around your business. So I just wanted to take a quick look at this and share some of my experiences with you guys. So with that said, let's get into it. Where are you getting your money from? Obviously, you're getting your money from your customers. Okay. I've had a lot of customers in my lifetime. Some of them pay on time and some of them don't. That affects everything on this side. There's a big tug of war that goes on with the money. You're going to have repairs, you're going to have advertising, you're going to need equipment, new or used equipment. You have taxes, you have employees, you have bills like the power, the cell phone, gas, insurance, office supplies, rent, bank loans, equipment loans, line of credit payments possibly. If you're not renting your building and you're making payments on it, you got to do this. Almost every one of these bills here need to be paid on time, because if you're late, you're left. If you're late, you pay interest fees and stuff. Sometimes you can delay repairs. Sometimes you can work with the banks and juggle some of your payments around, which I've had to do. What's going on with your money here? Where is it going? The goal, and this is for anybody who's thinking about starting a business. This is a good video. There's a lot to think about when you start a business or even take over a business. Where's your money going? Well, we all want our money to go into the bank, into our wallets, into our investments, into our equipment, building equity in the business. When you're getting your customers, don't forget, make your 5 phone calls a day. Are you getting your customers from word of mouth, referrals, or advertising? Okay, just a quick tip. This is a way of getting customers that will give you money. And then the process begins, the tug of war game begins. Where does this money go? Most businesses are just barely keeping their head above water. This is the ocean, okay? We want the money in the bank, all right? We want the money in your wallet. We want that money to buy assets. The business that I had, I used that money to buy real estate. It was hard coming up with that money because the sharks over here always wanted my money. They were always taking a chunk, a nice big bite out of the money I was getting from my customers. It's horrible when you have to pay a repair bill. My office truck broke last week. It cost me $720. You have a decision to make. Can I fix it myself, or do I need that truck back on the road and you have to pay the piper? I had to pay the piper. My situation, the truck had all these problems and stuff, and I had no confidence in my truck, so I had to hand it over to the repair shop. So it's a constant battle of who gets to keep your money. This money doesn't belong to you. It didn't belong to the customer, and it didn't belong to the person they got it from. It doesn't belong to the guy who owns the repair shop. It doesn't belong to the power company, the insurance company. They're using your money to pay their bills. It's a never-ending cycle of rinse and repeat. So when you're in business, this can be frustrating. A lot of people go out of business because this is tipped this way and not this way. And you want to make sure that you keep it like this. You want it just teetering in your favor. And it's hard to do. I think 12 years in this lawn and landscape business, I've been able to keep a lot of money. I've reduced my workload, and I figured out a way to keep my money. This morning I was out and I experienced an equipment problem. I'm going to have to buy a part to make a repair. So I'm minding my own business. I'm taking care of a customer's account, and my business says something's going to break, and you're going to have an unseen expense. Ha ha ha. So it's tough. It's tough to put money over here in the bank and in your wallet. So what do you do to increase the odds that you're putting more money into the bank in your wallet than you are over here? Well, planning, proper planning will equal great performance, all right? Reduce your repairs. Do them in-house. Figure out how to work on your own equipment like I did. Now I'm buying parts and I'm not spending all that money on labor, and I'm fixing things on my time. When I get home or when I have some extra time, I'm fixing the equipment myself. Be a little more strategic with your advertising. There's free things that you can do to increase the cash flow in your business. You have a cell phone. You can use it. It's free. Call people up. Tell them about yourself. The equipment I buy, I use common sense, and I'm very strategic when I buy equipment. I do my research. I figure out how long the equipment will last. What are the common problems with it? I try to have some proper planning when it comes to this stuff. I have a work truck that's lasted me over 10 years, and I've probably put $5 or $6 grand into repairs. Employees can be a little tougher. It takes time to get to know employees. Okay, they can start off good, and a lot of times they can just crash and burn and fall off. I've wasted more money than I can count on employees. That's a tough one. They sucked up so much of this money that I generated from the customers I collected from. You can reduce your power bills. You can get better cell phone plans. You can track your gas better. You can always shop insurance, office supplies. When I started a business, I had no idea. I had to go out and buy copy machines, fax machines, paper, pens, etc. That was an expense, and it was a recurring expense because I was sending out paper bills to people. Now you need envelopes. Now you need stamps. I had some equipment loans. There's interest on that. If you can get 0% interest, great. You're putting more of that money into your pocket. I have a credit card. I used to use the credit card and still do for supplies. If I had a big job, I would put all the supplies on the credit card, and then I would pay it off at the end of the month or when I got paid. The interest on the credit card was going over here and not over here. So it's a big game. It's like mousetrap, and your money's the mouse. And these people want it more than the bank account wants it. It's frustrating. These are some things you need to think about before you get into business. You know, how is your cash flow going to look like? What is your plan for your money? Is your plan to grow your business and add equipment and add employees and buy other accounts, buy other businesses? That was my plan when I got started. Okay. It's served me well. Now, at this stage in the game, I can put money in the bank. I can put money in my wallet. Okay. I can buy assets now. It took a while to master all this in order to get good at this. It's just a skill. It's an acquired skill that you have to work on every single day in business. How am I going to put money in the bank? Okay. you need to develop a savings account in case something over here happens, that you can take this rainy day money and get yourself out of a jam. I was at a business 2 weeks ago, and I got a tour of the place, and there was equipment all over the place. If he had a problem, he solved it by buying equipment. He may have used that equipment one time. He may never have used it again, ever. I saw a lot of that going on. I'm really strategic about what I buy. If I have a problem, I try not to be rushed into coming up with a solution that pulls money out of here and shoves it into this area. I had a problem with past due invoices at one time. So you're going to have to get good at getting paid. You got to stay on top of your customers. Hey, you're 20 days late. You're 30 days late. I find putting late fees and stuff like that isn't a good idea, because it just pisses customers off. So you've got to navigate past due invoices. I got an account right now that doesn't like to pay me 3 months after I give them an invoice, but I've got enough money in here to where I have changed time. I'm in charge of time. That 3-month-old invoice doesn't bother me any, because I've gotten used to it. All right. Old Russell would have said, I'm not working for you anymore unless you pay me on time. Well, I've adjusted my business to deal with their late payments. I've got 2 customers that owe me money right now, actually 3, and I'm not sweating my invoices, because I've got savings, I've got assets, and I've got money in the bank. I've got good equipment that's reliable. I don't have any employees anymore, because I don't want employees anymore. My bills are under control. I've got plenty of office supplies. I don't rent. I don't have any bank loans. I don't use any line of equipment, any lines of credit. I don't have any of this stuff. So I've got the power, the cell, the gas, the insurance, taxes, repairs. I don't advertise anymore. I don't have to. I built up a big enough reputation where people call my phone now. My cell phone number is the most important asset of this business. It's no longer me. It's what's worth more than me now. So take care of my repairs when I can. That puts more money over here. So this is something to think about, even if you're in a business right now. What are your numbers? Where's your money going? Well, this is Russell with Russell Does Stuff. If you like this kind of stuff, hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the channel out. And you got any questions, hit the comments and ask away. We'll catch you on the next one.